fucking awesome.
Hello boys and girls, and welcome to another episode of Unleash the Hero Within. And today I want to talk to you about the gap, because I believe that there is a gap between the person you are and the person you would like to become in the future. Now, what is holding us back in closing the gap or even find the courage to jump across the gap? Well, the thing that is holding us back is fear. It's a whole collection of stories, and most of these stories are filled with fear. Now, in order to narrow the gap or even jump across it, we would have to understand our enemy a little bit better. So let's have a closer look at fear. What is fear? Well, if you would look it up, you would see that fear is the expectation of pain. The expectation of pain, which means it is something that's going to happen in the future. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't have the gift to see into the future. As a matter of fact, and maybe you've experienced this as well, you know, when I start to think about certain things that scare me, that I have to do, and I think about how bad that's going to play out in the future, eventually when I get to that point in the future, it is not as bad as I thought it would be. Okay, what else is there to tell about fear? Well, let's have a look at the history of fear. Where does fear come from? Well, fear comes from a very old time, very ancient time actually, when we used to live in tribes, and the only way we could survive is if we would be accepted into a tribe. Basically, if we would just be on our own, we would not survive. Well, times have changed and we can perfectly survive on our own. If we would not be accepted in a group, then that would not mean the end of us. So one of the biggest fears that we all have in our subconscious mind is the fear of being rejected, the fear that people don't love us, the fear that we are not good enough. So whatever we want to do, we get stopped by that emotion. So next time you experience that emotion, just know that it's from a very old time, and very old time, and it's no longer valid. It doesn't apply anymore because times have changed. So what else? Also, did you know that the physical experience of fear is exactly the same as the physical experience of excitement? Because, you know, both experience, you have sweaty palms maybe, you're sweating and your heart rate goes up and maybe you have this pit in your stomach or something like that. That feels like fear, right? But excitement feels exactly the same. Okay, I'll give you an example. Imagine you would be standing in line of a new ride in a theme park that just opened, and you heard it was going to be amazing. It's an amazing ride and you have to try it. And you're standing in line and you see people coming out of the ride. And you see, one person is like very excited. It's like, holy shit, it was the best ride of my life. I have to do it again. This was an amazing experience. And another person is coming out, feeling sick, standing in the bushes, throwing up, and says, never again. So you get to choose what meaning you are going to give to that experience. So the only difference is basically the story your brain is going to give to that experience. So next time you feel like there's an experience coming up, you decide how you're going to label it. Don't label it fear, but rather call it excitement. Okay, what else? What else is important about fear? Yes, okay. Imagine you would have to give a presentation for a group of people. Now, public speaking is very high on the chain of scary things to do. So let's take that as an example. Now, before the presentation, you might feel scary. If you've not done it before or only a few times, you're going to have to speak to 50 people. You feel the heart rate going up, you have the spit, maybe sweaty palms, maybe you're sweating. You'll be like, Jesus, this is so scary, right? Not exciting, but this is so scary. How am I going to do this? What if I forget something? What if I black out? What if people don't like me? Fear of rejection. All those things are going through your mind, and that causes the fear. Instead, focus on the outcome. Don't focus on the feeling you experience now, but start to focus on the outcome. How are you going to feel after you've given the presentation? Now you are going to be very proud of yourself because you've given a presentation. People are going to applaud you, maybe even get a standing ovation. People want to come and talk to you afterwards, and you feel satisfied, you feel proud, you have given something of you to other people that you're very proud of. And if you would focus on that feeling, then the feeling of fear would go away as well. And also, and this is the last point I want to make about fear, and I think I talked about this in previous videos, if you would listen to that fear, then the ultimate destination of that fear will be regret. because eventually you're going to come to this place and time in your life and you say, what would have happened if I didn't listen to that fear and did that thing that actually did scare me? You know, what if I did jump across the gap? What if I did all those things to narrow the gap and then jumped across it? And who wants to live in regret, right? Nobody wants to live in regret. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. If so, give it 2 thumbs up. Share it with people that you know who are also, you know, working around the gap and they want to narrow it or want to jump across it. Anyways, thanks again for watching, and see you in the next video. Much love. Bye bye.